The sex industry has long been at the heart of this port city. Surabaya, Indonesia's so-called sex capital, has more than 2,000 sex workers in its red light district. The city's mayor wants to change all that.
Surabaya is a port city where prostitution has developed rapidly. There are 4 big localisation districts in Surabaya. I found there are children who come from this neighbourhood. They are not just involved in this profession, but they aspire to become one because they come from this environment. This is why I am very concerned. I am very concerned for the children.
The mayor has made it her personal crusade to warn teenagers away from prostitution and drugs and to be alert to human trafficking. She speaks to thousands of teenagers each year. This school has rallied students to come in to see her on their day off, and they're here with gusto.
The most important thing is we have to be close to our parents or to our family, and we shouldn't do bad things like free sex or drugs or something like that.
What she was talking about today, the trafficking and the sex, and how important are those issues to you and your friends?
Yes, about trafficking and sex and anything, it's very important. There are so many victims from trafficking in my school.
The mayor's message might be resonating, but many children don't have a choice. Samanar's 16-year-old daughter Lulu went missing last month.
I think Lulu's boyfriend Manuk has sold her and forced her to be a prostitute. Manuk often hits her and she'd come home with bruises on her body, and she even found a bottle of pills to abort pregnancy. So that's why I think Manuk has sold her to be a prostitute. I've confronted Manuk, but of course he doesn't admit to it.
While some are sold into the sex industry, others feel they have no option but to seek work in it.
I needed money. I have 2 young children. I also have 2 parents I have to support. I asked for help from my friend, and my friend offered me a job in a karaoke place. It started about 6 years ago when my husband left me. If you want to work in a salon, I don't have a certificate, and you have to be trained in a salon. And how much does a housemaid get? I thought, will it be enough for my children? At home, I've got nothing. Since I was a child, I've supported myself.
A local NGO has escorted us into Surabaya's red light district with the protection of local security. Aid groups regularly visit the women working in brothels and karaoke bars to monitor their physical and mental health. This is Gang Doli, the heart of Surabaya's red light district, and it's buzzing on a Friday night. But if the mayor has her way, it will have an entirely different feel by this time next year.
I hope that before 2014 I'll be able to close it all down. In April and May this year, I have plans to close 2 localisations and hopefully the big one. The Gang Doli localisation can be shut down by 2014.
All the sex workers need to be prepared to go back to their villages, and one thing, we have to humanise them. So the desire to start a new and better life must come from them.
Ria is trying to adapt to life after she escaped sex work a few months ago with the help of an outreach worker. She'd been a prostitute since she was 15. We met her and other young girls at a local crisis centre.
Looking back, that's just the worst period of my life. It's just the worst time of my life looking back at it now.
There are more than 160 centres like this one dotted around Surabaya's red light district to help women. And while there appears to be broad support for the mayor's plan among those who run these centres, there are also concerns that it will be difficult to communicate with women if they disperse from the 4 central areas.
Personally, if they are going to close it, the prostitution will spread out to the street. It will go underground.
The local government has already closed one localisation, Bangun Sari, as a pilot ahead of further shutdowns. Joseph Misalato is the director of an NGO that runs a women's shelter a few streets away.
The result of the closing of the localisation is that the prostitutes are operating wildly, not localised, and in unofficial rental rooms, so it's not at all good.
Ini bukan jalan terbaik.
Closing it is not the best way. We know that prostitution is slavery. There are a lot of issues that need to be sorted out before they are released to the community. Not just their health problems, but their mental mindset, their way of thinking they're not worthy, and also even the relationships with their families have to be repaired.
Rismaharimi says she's aware of the challenges.
Saya melakukannya dengan
I apply a comprehensive approach. I will teach them to find other jobs and everything will still be monitored. You can't leave a city without any monitoring system. It is a difficult job, but local government, the city government, keeps on looking for newcomers to the city. They register them. They also keep on doing raids, sweeping through areas that are suspected to have prostitutes, like hotels or cafes and pubs type of thing. It's a difficult job, it's a tough job, but I'm certain they can work in another profession.
She's making a strong impression with these students. Still, there's no doubt she has a big task ahead. Amy Bainbridge, Late Line.